The JoLynn Braley Show, episode number 71. One Thought Shift for Weight Loss, episode number 5. Let's talk about your recommitment to your goal of achieving struggle-free permanent weight loss. Welcome back to the JoLynn Braley Show with permanent weight loss coach JoLynn Braley. That's me. I coach smart, successful women and a few cool men to struggle-free weight loss in 8 weeks or less by following my proven step-by-step system, the Inner Self Diet. The diet that is not a diet. I have been doing this since 2009 and it works every time. But it only works for those who do it. You've got to actually get in the Inner Self Diet, do the steps in order to end all of your food and weight struggles in 8 weeks or less. Struggles like emotional eating, binge eating, yo-yo dieting, self-sabotage, low self-esteem, scale obsession, food obsession, whatever the problem is that is keeping you overweight and out of control with food and your body. These frustrating, fat-creating, unhealthy behaviors are healed and released in 8 weeks or less in my proven step-by-step coaching system in which I personally guide my amazing clients through my proven steps in real time over the phone. And what is very important is that all of those unhealthy behaviors that keep your body fat, they are replaced with healthy, empowering, awesome behaviors that will give you the body that you've always wanted. And you are going to love today's special edition episode of the JoLynn Braley Show, delivered to you in 10 minutes or less. Today, you are going to get a one thought shift for weight loss. Yes, delivered to you in the form of a question. So, to get the most out of this completely free weight loss podcast episode, grab pen and paper right now and write the question down that you're going to get, and then write your answer down to the question. There is a connection that occurs between the head, the hand, and the heart when you write pen on paper. You do not get that connection if you type on a keyboard. You absolutely don't get that connection if you only listen. So why not take full advantage of this completely free weight loss podcast? Grab your pen and paper now, and let's find out what today's one thought shift for weight loss is. Welcome back. It has been 5 weeks since the last One Thought Shift for Weight Loss episode. Today is episode number 5. If this is your first time listening to one of these special edition episodes of the JoLynn Braley Show, I do recommend that you go back to One Thought Shift for Weight Loss episode number 1 and that you listen to 1, 2, 3, and 4 before you do today's, because today's follows up on the previous episodes. All right. So today's question to write down for yourself and then write your answer down, pen on paper, is: what do I need to do to recommit to my goal of achieving struggle-free permanent weight loss? What exactly do I need to do to recommit to my goal of achieving struggle-free permanent weight loss? And what I recommend is that you come up with 5 things that you need to do to get recommitted to your goal of achieving struggle-free permanent weight loss. Why? Because it was 5 weeks ago on episode number 4 when you wrote down the question that was all about 10xing your commitment to permanent weight loss, but 5 weeks is a long time, especially if you don't have a weight loss mindset, okay? If you have a weight loss mindset already, especially if you're one of my clients in the Inner Self Diet, then you're already committed, all right? And you have dropped probably about 10 pounds over these past 5 weeks, because if you're dropping an average of 5 or 2 pounds per week, 2 times 5 is 10. So releasing 2 pounds per week from your body, 2 pounds of fat per week from your body, is very doable, and it's struggle-free to do when you have a weight loss mindset, because you will stick with it, you will stay committed, you will continue to stay consistent. It just won't be a big deal. However, if you're listening to my voice right now and your mindset is fat, remember, a fat mindset is one that is grounded in FAT, fear attracting thoughts. A fat mindset is a mindset that generates fat thoughts, and fat thoughts lead to a fat emotional state, and then a fat emotional state generates fat behaviors, and then guess what kind of body comes out of those fat behaviors? If you guessed a fat body, an overweight body, an obese body, you are right. Now, what is really cool is that if you were to get the high-level coaching that you need to get a strong and complete weight loss mindset, and why do I say you need high-level coaching to get that? Because it goes far beyond affirmations. It goes far beyond surface fluff, you could call it, to truly get a solid and core weight loss mindset so that you can have the results like, let's see, one of my clients I coached all the way back in 2010. That was Dave. He was 90 pounds overweight. His whole life he'd struggled with yo-yo dieting. His problem was not how to lose weight. He knew how to do that. His problem was his mindset, his inner self, right? He always gained the weight back. He didn't want to do that anymore. And he was 55 when he started working with me in the inner self diet. He didn't want to do that anymore. So he wanted to lose the 90 pounds and he wanted to keep it off. And he knew that there was more to it than just following another food diet because he'd done that so many times already throughout his lifetime. So I guided him through my proven steps of the inner self diet. And what happened was he did the steps and he stayed consistent and he rocked it and he became fit, healthy, strong, and awesome, slender, fit, healthy. He became all of that on the inside of himself even while he was 90 pounds. And then what happened was because he had that inner self, because he had gotten a weight loss mindset, that weight loss mindset generated weight loss thoughts for him, which generated positive, healthy, empowering emotional states, which then generated positive, healthy, empowering behaviors. And then guess what kind of body came out of those behaviors? A body over time that was 90 pounds lighter. And what is most important about Dave's story is that he has never gained the weight back. That frickin' rocks. I mean, you can't beat that. So, if you're listening to my voice right now and you don't have a weight loss mindset, that is 92.8% of your challenge. If you want to learn just a little bit more about the state of your mindset, go to www.mypodcastbonus.com. And when you head on over to www.mypodcastbonus.com, then you'll be able to grab my free 5-day e-course, which will help you answer the question, is your mindset fit or fat, and help you discover what's really been stopping you from losing weight for good, and also what you can do about it. I highly recommend that you get my free 5-day e-course to begin becoming aware of where you're at, because I promise you, if you never change your mindset, if you never move out of a fat mindset into a weight loss mindset, which becomes, over time, a weight loss mindset will become a fit mindset. If you never take those steps, you'll always struggle with food and your weight. And how can you know that right now you are having a problem with your mindset? Well, you're not living struggle-free with food and your weight. It's not struggle-free for you to live a healthy lifestyle. Struggle-free means that you're not fighting yourself, you're not sabotaging yourself, you're not eating healthy during the day, and as soon as the sun goes down, you binge eat on chocolate. Okay? That's struggle, that's self-sabotage. When you're able to live a healthy lifestyle without sabotaging yourself, then you're struggle-free. It doesn't mean that you don't do anything, of course. You gotta work out, you gotta plan your meals ahead, you've gotta cook healthy, eat clean. That's what I do, I eat clean. Whatever it is that works for your body, you need to do those things, but you won't fight yourself anymore once you get a weight loss mindset. That is 92.8% of the challenge. Otherwise, you can keep slogging along without a weight loss mindset, and maybe you will lose some weight, but you will always boomerang back because it's actually universal law. One of the universal laws that all of us live under is the inner and the outer always match. All right? So I shared this with you because if you don't know how to answer this question today, what do I need to do? What exactly do I need to do to recommit to my goal of achieving struggle-free permanent weight loss? If that right there is a struggle for you to write down 5 things that you need to do to recommit to your goal of achieving struggle-free permanent weight loss, then that's showing you also that you've got a mindset problem. And that is what needs to be fixed. And if you think that what you need to do to recommit to your goal of achieving struggle-free permanent weight loss, if you think it's all about food and exercise, you are still missing the biggest piece of the puzzle. If you don't have your inner self right, if you don't have a weight loss mindset, you're just going to be in this constant battle with yourself and with food and with your body, and it's just not any way to live. I know this because I've been there before, and it really, really sucks. All right, so I will be back. Actually, next week will also be another One Thought Shift for Weight Loss episode. That will be episode number 6, and it will be episode number 72 of the JoLynn Braley Show. I am JoLynn Braley, permanent weight loss coach, founder of the kick-ass, amazing inner self diet, the diet that is not a diet, the diet that ends your emotional eating, it ends your binge eating, it ends your yo-yo dieting, it ends your self-sabotage, it ends the struggle in 8 weeks or less, and then you're able to just live a healthy lifestyle so that you can release the excess physical fat and keep it off for the rest of your life. And I wish you your best life while living inside of your ideal body.